Hare Krishna, everyone.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी, प्रणाम माताजी।
Dandavat
हरे
pranam.
कृष्ण माताजी, प्रणाम माताजी।
हरे कृष्ण माताजी, धन्यवाद प्रणाम।
Dandavat pranam. Hare Krishna. Let me just open the verse number 16 today, right? 17. Verse number 17. Okay. Sounds
हरे
good.
कृष्ण माताजी।
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी, प्रणाम माताजी। हरे कृष्ण।
Dandavat pranam. Dhananjay Shri Mataji. Hare Krishna. All right, let's start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jyaudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtaki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam 6th Canto, 1st chapter, verse number 17. One second. Okay. Sadrichino hi ayam loke pantha kshemo akuto bhayaha shushila sadhavo yatra narayana parayanaha. Venkat Narasimha Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Chadrichino yaham loke pandakshemo kuto bhayam susila sadhavo yatra narayana parayana. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you. Madhumay Krishna Kanta Mataji, Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी, प्रणाम माताजी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय सद्रीचीनो हि अयं लोके पंताः क्षेमो अकुतो भयः सुशीलाः साधवो यत्र नारायणपरायणाः। थैंक यू माताजी।
Thank you, Mataji, Hare Krishna. Anjali Mataji, Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी, धन्यवाद प्रणाम। सत्रिचीनः हि अयं लोके पन्थाः क्षेमाः अकुतः भयः सुशीलाः साधवः यत्र नारायणपरायणाः। हरे कृष्ण माताजी।
Hare Krishna. Pranandini Madhvi Mataji, Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी, प्रणाम माताजी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय सद्विखिनो हि अयं लोके पंथः क्षेम अकुतो भयः सुशीलाः साधवो यत्र नारायण परायणाः। हरे कृष्ण माताजी, थैंक यू माताजी।
Thank you. Usha Bhatt Mataji, Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी, कैन यू हियर मी माताजी?
Yes.
ओके। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय सद्रीचिनो ह्ययं लोके पन्ताः क्षेमो कुतो भयः सुशीला साधवो यत्र नारायणपरायणाः। थैंक यू माताजी। हरे कृष्ण।
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Chitra Mohini Mataji, Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय सदृचिनो ह्ययं लोके भन्तां क्षेमो अकुतो भयः सुशीला साधुवो यत्र नारायणपरायणाः। हरे कृष्ण माताजी, थैंक यू माताजी।
Hare Krishna. Shubha Rao Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
Pranam.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय सद्रीचीनो ह्ययं लोके पंथाः क्षेमो कुतोऽभयः सुशीलाः साधवो यत्र नारायणपरायणः।
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Madhumati Vilasini Mataji, Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी, दंडवत प्रणाम माताजी।
Pranam.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय तद्रीचिनो हि अयं लोके पन्था क्षेमो अकुतो भयः सुशीलाः साधवो यत्र नारायण परायणः। थैंक यू माताजी। हरे कृष्ण।
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Vijay Kumari Mataji, Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी, प्रणव माताजी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। चतुर्दृशीनो हि अयं लेखबन्धः क्षेमो अकुतुभयः सुशील साधवो यत्र नारायण परायण। थैंक यू माताजी।
Krishna, Repti Ratnangi Mataji, Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी, प्रणाम माताजी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। चत्रशीनो हि अयं लेखबन्ध बन्धः क्षेमः अकूदभयः सुशीलः साधवो यत्र नारायण परायणः। हरे कृष्ण माताजी, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Thank you. Sadrichinaha, just appropriate. He certainly, I am, this loke in the world. Pantha, path, kshema, auspicious. Akuta bhaya, without fear. Sushilaha, well behaved. Sadhavaha, saintly persons. Yatra, wherein Narayana Parayanaha, those who have taken the path of Narayan devotional service as their life and soul. Translation by His Divine Grace Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. The path followed by pure devotees who are well behaved and fully endowed with the best qualifications is certainly the most auspicious path in this material world. It is free from fear and it is authorized by the Shastras. Purport by His Divine Grace Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. One should not think that the person who takes to bhakti is one who cannot perform the ritualistic ceremonies recommended in the Karmakand section of the Vedas, or is not sufficiently educated to speculate on spiritual subjects. Mayavadis generally allege that the bhakti path is for women and illiterates. This is a groundless accusation. The bhakti path is followed by the most learned scholars such as the Goswamis, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Ramanujacharya. These are the actual followers of the bhakti path. Regardless of whether or not one is educated or aristocratic, one must follow in their footstep. Mahajano yena gatha sapantha. One must follow the path of Mahajans. The Mahajans are those who have taken to the path of devotional service. Shushilaha sadhavo yatra narayana parayanaha. For these great personalities are the perfect persons. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 5th Canto 18th chapter verse 12. Yasyasi bhaktir bhagavatiya kinchana sarver gune satra samaste suraha. One who has unflinching devotion to the personality of God has all the good qualities of the demigods. The less intelligent, however, misunderstand the bhakti path and therefore allege that it is for one who cannot execute ritualistic ceremonies or speculate. As confirmed here by the word sadri chinaha, bhakti is the path that is appropriate, not the paths of karmakand and jnanakand. Mayavadis may be shushila sadhavaha, well-behaved saintly persons. But there is nevertheless some doubt about whether they are actually making progress, for they have not accepted the path of bhakti. On the other hand, those who follow the path of the acharyas are sushila and sadhava. But furthermore, their path is akuta bhaya, which means free from fear. One should fearlessly follow the 12 Mahajans and their line of disciplic succession and thus be liberated from the clutches of Maya. Sushila Sadhava and what did Prabhupada saying? They are Sushila Sadhava. Mayavadis may be Sushila Sadhava. Nevertheless, okay. Sadhri China Bhakti. Okay. Om Gyan Timrandasya Gyananjan Shalakaya Chakshuranmilitam Yena Tasme Shri Gurve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manovishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamahiyam Dadati Sapadantikam. He Krishna Karna Sindhu Din Bandhu Jagat Pate Gopesha Gopika Kantha Radha Kantha Namastite Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishpanuste Devi Pranamami Haripriya. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नमः विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे. The path followed by pure devotees who are well behaved and fully endowed with the best qualification is certainly the most auspicious path in this material world. It is free from fear and it is authorized by the Shastras. Okay, we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam 6th Canto, the prescribed duties of the mankind, chapter 1, which is called as the History
The
of
history of
the
life of Ajamila.
Very nice. The history of the life of a Jamil, and we are in the section of the chapter. We have not yet started the life history of a Jamil. What is this canto called as? Sixth canto is explaining which of which one of the 10 topics in Srimad Bhagavatam.
Poshana Mataji, protection.
Poshan. Yes, Poshan means what? What does it mean?
Protection of the Lord.
Nurturing and protection.
Both protection and nurturing, like how he protects and then how he nurtures. Very nice. So we have not yet started with the pastime, but this is setting a ground for the pastime. That Sukadeva Goswami Prabhupada is explaining to Parikshit Maharaj how the humanity can be prevented from entering the hellish planets is by Bhakti Marg. Karma Kand or Gyan Kand is not going to give a guarantee. Karma Kand is the worst because atoning sinning makes one a professional sinner, and this is compared to a elephant which has taken a bath and then again throws the dirt all over its body. Gyan Marg is better than Karma Kand because one is able to recognize what is pious, what is impious, but it is still not guaranteed because it does not guarantee one going further into the hellish planet because one's desire to commit the sinful activities is not uprooted. On the surface level, the sinful reactions are burnt out, but the desire to commit further sinful activities is not uprooted. But bhakti is the best because bhakti removes the desire. It uproots the desire from the heart of a devotee. And is there any qualification or is there any eligibility criteria, any prerequisite needed to become a devotee of Krishna? Or is it open to everyone across the whole universe? Anybody can become a devotee. Or is there some qualification?
It is open to everyone.
Yeah, so it's not that one has to take birth in a very high grade Brahmin family, or one has to be able to recite the Vedas, or one has to, live a very pious life all through their life. Then only they can become a devotee of Krishna. No, we can start wherever we are right now, and become a pure devotee of Krishna. That is, it is the only thing. Everything else is not available to everyone at all times, at all places. So Sukadeva Goswami Prabhupada has been explaining that how with bhakti, the comparison given is that the fog and the sun. So the fog is compared to the sinful activities, sinful reactions. One cannot see clearly because of the sins. But sun is compared to the bhakti or the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So as the sun rays come, the fog cannot stay. Like that, when Krishna enters somebody's life, the sinful activities are automatically uprooted. The devotees, are they doing devotional service just to get rid of their sinful reaction and a desire to further commit sinful reaction? Is that the only reason why one takes to the Bhakti Marg?
No, it is reason to take.
So what is the reason why one would take to the Bhakti Marg with full surrender?
With the love of Godhead.
Yeah.
Get the love of Krishna.
Yeah. So actually, to understand that I'm part and parcel of Krishna, and my only duty is to become a devotee of Krishna, to serve Krishna. And we discussed yesterday that how there were so many devotees who, we discussed the examples, who were apparently having hardships in the material life, but they never prayed to Krishna to release them from these hardships. Instead, they prayed and contemplated that how can we become more and more absorbed in our Krishna consciousness. That's a very high level because they were fully aware that other than becoming a devotee of Krishna, there is no other duty. There is no other attachment. There is no other responsibility. There is no other duty. The only duty is that how can I become fully absorbed. I'm not saying that we have to imitate those devotees, but that is the standard. We always have a standard, right? Wherever path we are following in our life, wherever direction we are going, how do you know we are going in the right direction? How do you know? That's why there's got to be a standard. Who are you trying to follow? Who is your role model? So in bhakti, Our role model, our heroes are the acharyas. And how can one become a devotee of Krishna? How can one become a devotee of Krishna? What is the way? Can I just directly approach Krishna and say, hey, Krishna, I'm your devotee now?
Follow the path.
To follow the
By
instructions of
following the
acharyas.
Yes, to serve the devotees who are Narayana Parayanaha, to serve, to render service to such devotees who are Narayana Parayanaha, who have no other shelter other than the lotus feet of Narayan, or who have 100% committed their life, dedicated their life for the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and there is nothing else in their life. You know, if there is like a camera following their life, you will not see anything other than service to Krishna. You know, the eating, Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita somewhere, right? Like they're eating, sleeping, while eating, while sleeping, while talking, while blinking of the eyes. Like the devotee is fully aware that I am a devotee of Krishna and I'm doing it for Krishna. So my friend was talking to me about the Guru Tattva 2 days ago, and she said our spiritual masters are from the family of the Goswamis. It is a mistake to look at the spiritual master from external vision, because the activities of a spiritual master are on the level of the Goswamis. How Goswamis were always very busy in serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead all the time, like that a spiritual master is. Okay, that particular devotee, if you find them, then don't leave them. Hold on to their lotus feet, because those lotus feet are walking towards Goloka Vrindavan. So if you hold on to them doesn't mean that literally you hold on to them. This reminds me of Prabhupada's. One time, one of Prabhupada's disciple told him that, Prabhupada, I want to catch hold of your lotus feet all the time. And Prabhupada said, do you know what Prabhupada said? Does anyone know? He said, Prabhupada, I want to catch hold of your lotus feet all the time. Do you know? Does anyone know what Prabhupada said?
No, Mataji.
So Prabhupada being Prabhupada said that would be very difficult because I'm always moving. So basically it's not like symbolically, but also catching the lotus feet of the spiritual master means surrendering means following the order of the spiritual master. It does not mean one becomes a slave. No, one has one has the independence to portray questions in a non-challenging mood, but the surrender element is there always. The surrender is there, and one's life is kind of directed. You know, it's like spiritual master is like a compass. It tells the devotee where to go. The devotee moves there, like that, or what service to do, or how to become fully Krishna conscious. And it is very safe. I have seen it in the in interacting with my own spiritual master. It's very safe because they can see what we cannot see. I have seen it many times. Like Guru Maharaj would say, I would say that, Guru Maharaj, I want to do this service. He would say no. Even though my heart is like, I want to do this, he said no, do this. And then after some time passes, it is revealed that why that particular idea was not a good idea to start with, and why following Guru Maharaj order was the best for me. So it like they move, and then you can see that how the purification happens from one place to another place where these acharyas are moving. You can see that, like wherever Prabhupada went, he brought Krishna there. He has the potency to bring the Supreme Lord, huh? It's not easy. It's not a common phenomena. We are moving from one place to another place to another place. What are we bringing? Our own baggage, right? Our own karmic reactions, our own desires, needs which are met, not met. We are interacting on those grounds. But the acharyas, the spiritual masters, the pure devotees, they move, they bring Krishna. Here you go. You know, can you handle it? So a conditioned soul is not able to handle, huh? It's not easy. They're not able to handle. Okay, we have brought Krishna. I was like, oh my God, am I even ready for this? Oh my God, like that. So a spiritual master can do that. If you serve the spiritual master, you can feel that. If you serve the devotees, If you spend some time with the devotees, like for example, just take a break, go and live in Bangalore with the devotees for some time, you'll feel the energy, you'll feel the dedication, you'll feel the transformation of the consciousness, and it happens so fast. It's like a catalyst. The association, the service is like a catalyst. What would have taken tens and thousands of years will take merely a very fraction of time. Why? Because Krishna has filled that particular personality with the potency to give the maximum to whoever can receive that. Whoever can receive. And they don't get empty. They don't get emptied out. They go on giving this dust of bhakti. So bottom line is that bhakti is fearless and bhakti is 100% bona fide. There is no other process which is fearless and 100% bona fide from making us prevent from gliding down to the lower planetary systems, or even to the lower modes of material nature, or even to another material body. There's no other process. It's been completely authorized that how bhakti is available to everyone at all places, at all times. And even when we are in the midst of the fear, right now, there's so much of panic going on in the country, right? This fear, but this holy name, if you just sit down with your chanting beads, pray to Supreme Personality of Godhead, pray to Panch Tattva, pray to Narsimha Dev, sit down, hold on to your beads and chant, you will get the best quality chanting. Absolutely fearless, because this is a time when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement can spread like wildfire. Because everywhere there is fear. The fear, and why is there a fear? Because we are living in an environment of duality, that I am this body and I'll die. I can die, I'm not saying that I'm at a very high level, but I know that the process is bona fide. So if this is the process, this is, instead of getting panicked, instead of getting succumbed to the externals, if we can't change the external, then go more deep internally. Sit down with your chanting beads, pray to Krishna, take practical steps, yes, but also pray to Krishna and intensify your chanting even more. Arjun did this, right? Arjun, when he saw Ashwadhama release this Brahmastra and everywhere in the universe was very, very dark, and Arjun got fearful, then Arjun prayed to Krishna. Krishna Krishna Mahabaho Bhaktanam Abhayankaraha Tvam Ekam Bhayamananam Apavargo Hi Samshritehe. So Krishna, only you can still in fearlessness in the heart of your devotees. Because the fear factor is in the duality. That I am of something of this material nature. The whole environment is very puzzling, confusing, not on moral or shastric standards. But I don't have to become a part of it. Yes, I can take practical steps of my safety, of the safety of my family or whatever, but I don't need to suffer. I can chant Hare Krishna. And Hare Krishna chanting means Krishna. You're in touch with Krishna, which surpasses all the other things going around. Person who are in it can realize it. And there have been so many records of the devotees who have been through so much turmoil in propagating Krishna consciousness, and how Hare Krishna chanting saved them. You know that, right? In 1970s, when Bangladesh and India were at war, and Prabhupada was in India, and Prabhupada had sent Brahmananda Maharaj and I don't remember one more devotee, disciple of his, to Bangladesh to preach. And Bangladesh, the army was open firing to anyone who was not looking like Muslim. So Brahmananda Maharaj and this other god brother of his and everyone was lined up by the army general to shoot them down, because they were wearing dhoti, they had kanti mala, they had beads, they had shikha, they had chanting beads, they didn't look like Muslim. And everyone was shaking with fear, because everyone was like lined up to be shot down in that war. And Prabhupada had sent a word out and he wanted them to come back to India ASAP. So what did Ramananda Maharaj tell us about that in Memories of Prabhupada? Said that he told his god brother, we are going back to Krishna, so just raise your hand high up in the air and chant Hari Bol. So they were doing that. They did that. Imagine standing in that position and they did that. And then the Major General who was going to shut them down got surprised and asked that, what are you doing? He said that we are disciples of A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada and we are here to propagate Krishna consciousness. Fearless, huh? Fearless even at that moment, told the truth. And we are praying to God. So actually, the Paramatma in the heart changed his consciousness or what, but he let them go. The Major did not shoot them down. He shot everybody else down. He did not shoot them down. But there have been events where the devotees have lost their life. In Africa, when one of the disciples of Bhaktitirtha Maharaj was trying to preach to the tribals. She was an American lady. She was a very staunch devotee of Jagannath. And the dacoits did not like that. So they wanted to shoot everyone down. They wanted to kill everyone, including their own people in Africa who were taking to the cult of Krishna consciousness. But they gave her an option, being an American, that you can go, we'll not kill you. And she didn't want to go because she was offering prasadam. She was nurturing their Krishna consciousness every day. She didn't want to go, so she was also killed with these devotees by these dacoits. So there have been times when the devotees have, but Krishna takes care. So because it's a fearless path and it is authorized by the Shastras. So take up to the path fearlessly. If the fear factor comes or if the doubts come, then we have to just turn our head towards the acharyas, offer our prayers for fearlessness and continue. I think I'll stop here. Any questions, reflections, realizations, corrections?